Hey boys, it's HarmNone. Today we're going to be going over my picks for the top 10 best motorcycles in Grand Theft Auto Online. Now for a motorcycle to get onto this list, it's going to have to be exceptional at what it does. Now some motorcycles are really good in a straight line, some motorcycles are really good around corners, some are good bang for your buck, some are just generally fun, and some look really awesome. Now before we get into the video, drop a like if you guys enjoy it, subscribe to my channel if you guys are new. We're going for 300,000 subscribers this year, and let's go ahead and get started with number 10. At number 10 we have the Shih Tzu Hakuchu, coming in at $82,000. Now the Shih Tzu Hakuchu has made some pretty good memories with me. I remember buying this bike when it first came out, and back in the day $82,000 was a lot for a motorcycle. However, this thing does have really good performance. It has very good straight line acceleration, and it does have a nearly infinite wheelie, which is pretty awesome. My favorite part about the Shih Tzu Hakuchu nowadays is obviously the price, only 82 grand, not that bad by today's standards. But I really like how the exhaust pipes on this bike look. I always used to imagine that they were like shooting nitrous out of them when I was younger, and I think it's a really cool motorcycle. It's got this neat little logo on it as well. Honestly, just great performance for a vehicle of its age. And the other thing that I really like about it is how the primary and the secondary colors integrate on this bike, allowing you to make some really cool customization with the complete lack of actual customization that this bike has. Overall, it's really cool. It's definitely something you should look into. Let's talk about number 9. At number 9, we have the Nagasaki Carbon RS, coming in at $40,000. This thing is a lot of fun. It was originally a pre-order exclusive motorcycle for those of you that pre-ordered Grand Theft Auto 5 when it first came out all the way back in 2013. However, a few years later, ROCKSTAR actually released it to the general population and anyone could have this bike. It comes with a full carbon exterior, which is really cool. It turns very well, the acceleration is decent, overall great performance for the money. 40 grand, you can't really go wrong with picking up a Nagasaki Carbon RS. Next up at number 8, we have a super fun bike. A personal favorite of mine. This is the Maidbotsu Manchess Scout, coming in at $225,000. It has awesome turning while wheeling. It can turn more than any other motorcycle while wheeling, which is absolutely awesome, and it allows you to hold wheelies for basically forever as long as you start turning before you hit whatever oncoming car is coming at you. It's very good off-road as well, and you actually get a free version of it with purchase of an acid lab that you can request at any point, so that is really cool as well. The Manchess Scout has a decent amount of customization. Overall, it's like a militarized off-road dirt bike. I think it's really neat, and it's definitely something I don't see a lot in GTA Online. So I think that a few more people should definitely be picking up the Maidbotsu Manchess Scout. This thing is awesome. Next up at number 7, we have Speed for Cheap with the Western Gargoyle, coming in at $120,000. This thing actually has a speed glitch, which is activated by changing the rear tire on the motorcycle to an aftermarket wheel. Now this is a huge shame because I really like how the tires look stock on the Western Gargoyle, but the only way to get the speed glitch is by changing the rear wheel. However, if you do this, it will absolutely fly when you're doing a wheelie. It goes crazy fast. Now unfortunately, it doesn't have much in the way of customization, but luckily it is just generally a very good looking, older styled motorcycle, and I think everyone should own a Gargoyle in Grand Theft Auto Online. Next up at number 6, we have the Nagasaki BF400, coming in at $95,000. This is the fastest off-road class vehicle in Grand Theft Auto Online. It absolutely shreds all off-road races with ease. Now the only problem with the BF400 is you can't use it in every off-road race. Some races are restricted to only 4-wheeled vehicles, so that does kind of suck, but it is probably for good reason because this thing absolutely demolishes. It makes it so none of the other vehicles really even have a chance. It has a great suspension, awesome turning, and it's also a really good bike for stunting as well. So if you like to do big jumps, stuff like that, the suspension on this bike will soak up a lot more bumps than most other bikes in the game, and this thing can definitely take you to a lot of places that you otherwise wouldn't be able to get to with other bikes in GTA Online. Next up at number 5, we have the Pegassi Botti 801RR, coming in at $15,000. The Botti 801 or the Botti 801RR are some of the biggest bang for your bucks you can ever get in Grand Theft Auto Online. The price to performance ratio on these motorcycles is completely unmatched by anything else in the game. It is so good that it makes the Canis Camacho and the Pegassi Toros look like bad deals for the money that they cost. Truly, it is one of the best bikes in GTA Online. It's extremely impressive that a vehicle that is as old as this thing is still doing so well in GTA Online to this day. And this thing's been out since 2013, so it's been out for a very, very long time. The Pegasi Botti 801's run is absolutely prolific. Next up at number 4, we have another bike with a speed glitch, and this is the Western Reaver, coming in at $1,900,000. This thing is a little bit on the expensive side. However, you are getting what you're paying for, because when that speed glitch activates, you will start to see just how fast this thing is. It is crazy, crazy fast. It has a super high top speed, I think of about 168 miles per hour, if I'm not mistaken. It is extremely fast, and it also has a lot of customization considering it's a motorcycle. I think it's great looking, has pretty good performance. It also turns relatively well. Overall, you can't really go wrong with picking up a Western Reaver. This thing absolutely slaps. Next up at number 3, we have a fan favorite. This is the Nagasaki Shotaro, coming in at $2,225,000, the most expensive bike on this list. However, I will say it is for pretty good reason. It is a Tron motorcycle, so it does glow in the dark or light up, depending on what you want to call it. And it is perhaps the greatest all-rounder motorcycle in Grand Theft Auto Online, at least for last gen, without HSW. This thing is by far the best bike in the entire game for twisty motorcycle racing circuits. It absolutely shreds. It is very, very good. Now, unfortunately, for the price, you'd think it would get some sort of customization, and it really doesn't. And in fact, if you change the wheels on this thing, you actually get rid of the Tron effect that's on them, which does kind of suck. So that is a bit of a shame. The Shotaro is definitely very expensive. However, it is somewhat worth it, depending on what you're planning on doing with the bike. If you just like the look of it, I can't necessarily justify it, but if you want to win races on twisty circuits, look no further than the Nagasaki Shotaro. Next up at number 2, we have the Western Power Surge, coming in at $1,605,000, which is relatively cheap considering how absolutely insane this bike is. It has the craziest speed glitch in the entire game, and it's also fully electric, so it has extra insane acceleration. It also turns surprisingly well, and it does also have a good amount of customization, a shockingly good amount of customization, I will say. You activate the speed glitch on the Western Power Surge by doing a wheelie like you do on any of the other motorcycles with speed glitches. But the thing is with the Power Surge is because it is electric, it accelerates extra hard, giving it like the craziest speed glitch of all time. It goes from like 0 up to the tip top of its top speed in like no time at all. The Power Surge is very hard to beat on the drag strip. Overall, it is a great bike and you should definitely pick it up. And at number 1, as I'm sure you all saw coming, we have the Shih Tzu Hakuchu Drag with HSW, the fastest land vehicle in the entire game when it comes to being mixed with top speed and turning. This thing goes for $938,000, and it'll cost you an additional $1.4 million to get HSW on it, but once you do, this thing is the craziest bike in the entire game. It is the fastest land vehicle generally in GTA Online, like not in terms of top speed, but in terms of turning plus top speed, this thing is absolutely unmatched. Nothing can hold a candle to this thing, not even the F1 cars with the craziest handling of all time. This bike is absolutely insane. If you want something to guarantee you wins in time trials, look no further than the Shih Tzu Hakuchu Drag with HSW. This bike is crazy. So there you have it, guys. That's my list for the top 10 best motorcycles in Grand Theft Auto Online. If you guys enjoyed this video, if you learned something, a like is of course appreciated. If not, dislike. Subscribe to my channel if you guys are new, and I will see you all in the next video. Till then, take care. Peace.